literally any chance for him to apologize, actually, and it would have to be a detailed apology. It doesn't have to be a very sincere apology, but it would have to be a very detailed apology.
So that's what because I just started recording again. So that's what ProSocial Pessimism would have to do. So it don't have to be genuine, just detailed.
Yeah, like if he couldn't give two shits, but he can explain in detail why he's apologizing, and it actually hits on the actual issue, I'm okay with him again. And
here's the thing. First, you got to admit that you were erroneous somewhere.
Oh, that's entirely possible. I can't find out. He deleted the entire conversation.
And see, that's what got you vexed in the first place, that he deleted your entire conversation, and all because he was just unhappy and saying that you weren't able to be communicated with.
His new debate after that basically became, I was too concentrated on the real fucked up thing that he just did, and he just wants to, we could just gloss over this and go back to the debate because like it just.
Some people, like I was saying before, it's like they don't like confrontation, so they handle things poorly. And he clearly doesn't like confrontation. And he as I said, I'm trying to
he clearly doesn't like confrontation, but he has no problem doing things that would instigate a confrontation.
Some people just don't have people skills. I know. I'll tell you right now, I don't have good people skills. I just don't. It's about, where I was raised, how I was raised, and how people, when they come at me with some bullshit and I give them that bullshit back, they can't handle it. Like, I give bullshit and I tell Sidra, give it right back. If I can't handle it, then I need to stop fucking doing it. And if I can't stop doing it, I need to shut the fuck up. That's it.
Exactly.
That's just it. Sometimes I tell my daughter something and she'll give me some shit and I'm like, I asked for that. It's like, if you're going to insult someone and not own up to it, then that's when you have the problem. That's a narcissist right there.
That's caring more about yourself than anything. Like that's literally being self-centered.
I legitimately wrote up there that I took up from him for him. I defended him. I played devil's advocate, and to that he specifically.
You even said a way that I could honestly see him be misconstruing inherent value. He decided to not even address it.
Nope.
He was too busy being offended that we were being mad at him about the fucked up thing he did. But
it's like, look, you've said things in the past to him, and I'm like, dude, that was a stabby, that was fucked up. I know where it came from, but that's fucked up. It's like, and you're like, yeah. It's like,
yeah,
but he's like, but then
it was fucked up. I did that. I'm not gonna bitch out on it.
Yeah, and then I'm like, and I told him, like, dude, you said some things that was wrong, and it started to instigate it. And he's like, show me where I was wrong. And when I go to check, it's gone. He deleted it. I'm like, and I was like, why would he do that? But see, I wasn't really catching anything because I was like, I like these people. So I take what they say at face value, and I just try to make sure that everyone gets along. That's what I like to do. And when it was gone, I was like, maybe YouTube messed up, and I couldn't find it. And you said he deleted it, and I'm like, why would he do that? That makes no sense. Why would delete everything that we just said? I mean, it's like
there was one comment that I don't know whether it was YouTube or him because I didn't have time to check. And by the time I had time to check, he deleted the entire conversation.
So that deleting conversations, as I was saying before, just to let everybody know, it devalues somebody. When people like to be validated. So when they're having conversations as a back and forth, that means when you say something, somebody is acknowledging what you're saying. So that's validating you. And then when you say, I'm unhappy with this. You're impossible to talk to. You're never going to agree with me, or you don't make sense to me. I can't figure you out. I'm deleting it. That devalues that whole conversation. Just like it devalues me when I talk about trying to defend you and then you say whatever. That shit was wrong. And I was pissed over here. I was not the person to talk to for about 3 hours. I was heated because that pisses me off.
Yeah.
You know, I would never whatever somebody. Man, I got to be that pissed to say whatever to somebody. And I told him right there in the chat. I said, "To hell with your whatever." I'm still pissed. I'm only 20% as pissed as I was yesterday. Just think about that.
Yeah. And I like I said, yes, I have said things that if untrue are completely slanderous, but they're not. And the things that aren't that could possibly be not true are couched completely in what if statements.
Yeah.
Like the whole I did call him. I did basically say, "Do you agree with this bigot? If so, fuck off."
And therefore, you cite the guy as a bigot. And if you agree with this bigot, then you're no longer viable to me because I am not going to condone hatred. Is that fucking simple? If somebody out there decides to start saying some racist shit, and you're like, "Well, he's not such a bad guy," then fuck off. You know, you condone racism, that means you're fine with it. That's it. You know? I'm not going to sit here. There's my friend that was in Nevada, you know, well, I think he's still there. This guy moves in with him and then starts treating me like shit. You know, starts treating me like shit for no reason. At first, he was like wanting to be cool with me, and then he heard my voice, and then suddenly he starts treating me like shit. And you know, my friend is kind of like, he was like, "Look, y'all just have to handle it the way you handle it, and it'll be what it is." And since he's living with him, in my mind, he was siding with the asshole. And then when I told my friend that, he was like, "No, what the fuck?" He was all pissed with himself for not conveying things correctly. So, the moral to the story is people get.
Hold up. Let's go. Let's do this the pro-social way. Go comment by comment. And I will say the comment, and you will take with it what you want. This is my comment first, where I said, "Do you agree with Ephelis Goins?" That's the name of the guy who had the do nihilists poop too, or something like that.
Oh yeah, him. I just didn't respond to him because he was a fucking asshole.
Yeah, I responded to him, and then I blocked him after giving him like 4 or 5 chances to actually respond intelligently.
I think I blocked him on his second thing. I never said anything to him. I think I just blocked him.
Anyway. Do you agree with Ephelis Goins in the comment section of his video? If so, fuck off, bigot. Have fun circle jerking yourselves. And then he responded to me with bigot ? And that's where I respond, "How else do you describe someone who is belligerently against someone else's ideas? Ephelis Goins displayed clear bigotry. Do you agree with him?" That "do you agree with him" I highlighted. It seemed like you agreed with him that moral nihilism means that apparently I can't value life and that I apparently reject human suffering, which isn't the truth in the slightest. And then I did the whole ellipses, so... ellipses are ellipses. You get the idea.
Yeah, the 3 dots.
Are you a bigot against nihilism? And then I ellipsed one last time. I'm like, or are you going to keep tripling down on a preconceived notion of nihilism, like a bigot?
I can't fucking disagree with that. Yes, if you have a preconceived notion of something, and then someone gives you better information, and you don't want to listen to the better information, then yeah, that's a form of bigotry. That shows a state of bigotry. It's not full blown, but you're not going to yield.
No, for all intents and purposes, yes, it is full blown. The distinction I would say to that is he going to do anything about it? If he were to do anything about it, then I would call that the same like feeling of full blown bigotry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the way I pictured full blown bigotry, the way you said it, was KKK member trying to kill somebody.
Yeah, that's full blown racism and bigotry right there. Yeah.
Right. But it's not like what he's doing is any less bigoted. It's just different and more specific.
You
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. There are some people, this person named Romantic Misery on Discord. This is for wrestling. This person I had a disdain for me, and I didn't even notice it. But yeah, I got a wrestler. He's black, red hair, blue eyes, and he's dark skinned. So he's like, well, he's supposed to be dark skinned, right? See, if they don't look well, it can make him break the whole federation and stuff. So I'm like, what the fuck? So okay, show me what you would do. So turns the skin from basically dark skin, ebony, to some kind of weird zombie chocolate kind of milk chocolate thing. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And that ticked me off because it's like, oh, so black is acceptable if it's lighter. Fuck you. And it pissed me off. And I was like, I see what the fuck you're doing. And, and then the person's going on this other tirade of shit. And I'm like, you're a fucking asshole. You're probably a fucking right-winger. And it's like, so what if I am? And I'm like, okay, so you are. That's your problem. You've hated me for all these months just because I'm black. You're a fucking piece of shit, And then he's like, wait, I don't dislike anyone because of the color of their skin. And I'm like, I got a picture that shows that you do.
It's like, oh, I'm not a thing that. Okay, here's the thing about that, and this is something that's true with basically any racist in modern society. We have actually come to the point, which is a glorious thing, that basically says racists specifically is basically a slur. It's if you're racist, we consider you scum.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, before it was not a thing, but yeah, keep going.
So it's actually amazing that these racists, when confronted with evidence of their racism, like, oh no, I'm not racist. What are you talking about? I just
it's my heritage.
Or it's like, what are you talking about? I'm not racist. I don't dislike anyone just because of their skin color. I just think this particular skin color is this, and this. Excuse me?
I'm not racist. I don't do, I don't segregate people or anything. I think you have the right and freedom to do whatever you want. But I just think people of this skin tone think the same, do the same, and they're beneath me. It's like, what the fuck? I mean, what the fuck? And then I'm like, I'm like, these people exist. These people actually legitimately are not thinking about what they're saying.
Anyway, let's continue with the pro-social interaction. And then he says, oof, see, this is precisely why I've sought time and again to disassociate myself from you. You are not being principally factual when you make these hyperbolic accusations or comparisons of people as bigots or akin in some sense to dictators or shadow governments. It's quite an extreme mischaracterization, and I don't understand the motivation for it. You could stick to arguments, but instead you portray your interlocutors as bigots against nihilism. I just don't even know what to do with something this hysterical. It's like this is the sore spot on your brain, which when pressed against has you speaking and seething in an uncontrollable frenzy of cold rage. This is his response to me asking him, do you agree with this bigot? That was his response.
I'm sitting here like, where did he get all that from?
Right. No, that was his response to me at saying, how else do you describe someone who is belligerently... Yeah, what I said in the previous thing, that was me.
So that
that is a dodge and a half.
I mean, he legitimately like, look, I'm just
He's
gonna
like,
cartwheel to the
no,
right.
I'm not a bigot. I just, you're a bigot.
Oh man. Yeah, I remember when I called somebody out for being a racist, and they said the fact that you're even acknowledging race, that means you're the racist.
I remember those kind of responses.
It's like, what the fuck? Is that type of lingo? And if someone asked me, do you agree with this bigot? I would be like, wait a minute. What makes him a bigot? That's what you ask. Simple, clear to the point. It puts the burden back on the one that you, because you are the one accusing him of being a bigot. The burden of proof is on your part to prove that he's a bigot.
If that was the case, well, at the time I couldn't respond that the way I'm about to explain how I would. I would be like, yo, let's go to Effelin Goinis's video, Do Nihilists Poop Too? And go to his comments and say, hey, does this sound like a reasonable person describing another reasonable person? Or does this sound like someone who's bigoted against an idea without actually talking to that kind of person? It's that simple.
Yep.
And then I'm like, that is bigotry. Do you agree with it? But instead of actually addressing that, he went to, oof. See, this is precisely why I've sought time and again to dissociate myself from you.
So, yeah, I'm like, look, if you say something, and this is what I kept telling him, own up to your words. Be accountable for what you do and say. No one else, just you. If you say it, own up to it, and just say, look, I made a mistake. This is what I really meant. I'm sorry to convey things so poorly. But when you double down on a mistake and then try to blame somebody else for not, I guess, seeing it the way you see it, that's not going to make it.
Okay, yeah. And you know what? That brings me to another point. He's and this is not just in this conversation. He does it in other conversations too, where he's like, well, you're just misunderstanding me. Like, okay, if you're talking about something actually complicated, then yeah, it's possible, but you're not. You're talking about my position. It's not only not complicated, it's mine. So when you characterize my position incorrectly and then say, oh, this is why it's incorrect because of the thing that I just said, like moral nihilists, they're sociopaths essentially because they don't care about human suffering or some shit like that, then you're a bigot.
It's logical.
It's not that hard to explain how nihilism does not make you a sociopath.
No, a sociopath makes you a sociopath.
Nihilism is as simple as atheism. Atheism. Do you believe a God? Yes or no? Atheist. No.
No.
I can add, subtract, make more clarifications to it. But that's the long and skinny of it.
That's it. We don't subscribe to a God, and we don't live our lives religiously by trying to prove or advocate for that God. We just live our lives and chill.
But honestly, all of that is extra. What I just said is like, oh, no. Then boom, you're done.
That's what I try to tell people, like, full stop. I don't believe in God. Done. That's it. There's nothing past it.
Yeah, it doesn't imply anything. It doesn't make you certain this. It doesn't make you that. There are illogical atheists. There are atheists that believe in magic. There are atheists who believe in ghosts
and believe in life after death and things like that. Or
it literally means one thing.
Don't believe in God. There you go.
Now, here's what nihilism means. Hey, do you think there is do you think there's value in or meaning or purpose to anything? No. Boom. You're done.
Yep.
And that's it. If I don't think there's inherent value to anything, that doesn't mean I'm saying value doesn't exist.
Just means that this is not the end all be all of anything. That's all.
Yeah, it just means the onus isn't on the universe. There's no objective standard for that value. Because that's what inherent means in this context. If it means there's an objective standard to look at it. Is this pencil yellow? Yes, it has exactly the right amount of pigments to, when observed by a normal functioning eye, produces the color yellow. I said that in the most roundabout way to be as exact and objective as possible.
Yeah, but see, what do you got against pencils?
I don't got anything about against pencils.
But
man.
you just talked about the pencils being yellow. You're calling them cowards? Is that what's happening? The pencils got this dark graphite. You don't like dark things? You got to think against black people? I mean, you put a pencil in a pencil sharpener, so you want to cut up black people and kill anyone that has yellow skin tone? What the fuck is wrong with you? You know?
Right. No, I did not take the dogs out.
Oh, what was that? Something fell. Oh, a can? Okay.
Some people are home now, so I will have to talk slower.
Okay.
Like I got you know me from the last couple of minutes. I was pretty loud and excitable.
Hold on. What did she say? So tell them the joke you said is racist. It's not. It's. Oh, poor thing. It's so cute. Those are what you call hyperboles, things that are way extreme and over the top that don't have any meaning. That's what that is. You link something that makes no sense to something else that makes no sense and then make an accusation of it. That's why I was saying all that. See, I don't shelter my daughter. I don't. I'll say stuff and then I'll do that thing that I think all humans should do. Explain. And give examples. And that's what you do.
Yep.
she was in the kitchen. She was listening. She goes, "That's racist." It's like your friend. It's like you and your friend shouldn't say racist things. So that it's adorable. And she's only 9, folks. She's 9. What about these motherfuckers that are like 40 and 60 and 80 and even 25 and 19 that are making these racist jokes and stuff? You know, my 9-year-old is wiser than you when it comes to race. You suck. You suck. And you know what also shows? Racism, just like anti-racism, is taught in the home, and I'm teaching my daughter to be anti-racism.
Yep.
Fucking pieces of shit out there. Ugh. And you know what? Here's the thing. And sometimes racism is covered in lots of legalese. And a lot of bigotry can be covered in that and little snarky quips here and there. And that Eiffel Goins or whatever, he wasn't really subtle. He's not really bright.
That was such an easy to spot. Yeah, you're a troll and you're not. He's being very
even
a worthwhile troll.
Yeah, so it's like you got to go.
Like there are some trolls that I'm like, okay, this person at least has some game in the troll game. No, he's saying do nihilist poop too, or
that's so fucking 10-year-old. That's all I can think.
Do you think there are good things and bad things? That I think that was one of the questions he gave. I don't know because I blocked him.
I don't even care. I think I blocked him. If I haven't, I'll just have to fucking do it anyway. You know, but here's the thing: when it's that simple and that blatant, and you can't see it, then there's something wrong with you.
Well, and then here's ProSocial coming to white knighting him. It's like, so why did you block Elfish Goins? It was like, why are you silencing him like a dictator? And I'm like, what?
Dictators, I mean, they will silence people, yes, but it's why they silence. You know, and Ethel is not trying to buck the system. He's not trying to expose anything of conquering thought. He's being a dick for no reason.
Yep. Hold on one second.
What? Yeah, he had to go away. What's up, girl?
She said that she was in a situation earlier this month.
Yeah.
Her and Charlie were talking. She told Charlie, who's a girl, that she was brown like chocolate.
Yep.
And she said this white boy with red hair named Jack walked up and said that she was brown like poop.
Oh, it would be a redhead, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. That's the fucked up Jack. I hate that. The fact is like, yeah, it would be a redhead to say some shit. So that happened this month?
She said it happened this month, earlier in May.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, so look, just to, because I'm doing some kind of talking. I don't know if anyone could hear Sidra, but Solstice has a friend, and her friend's female, and she's darker, and so my daughter says, you're dark like chocolate, and this redhead boy comes up and says, no, you're dark like poop. That's some racist shit.
Yep.
Now, granted, what if it's not racist? What if he was literally like, I'm going to make this joke and it seems great in my head. Like, I'm not racist. I think she's pretty. I think she's beautiful, but maybe they'll get my joke. You see what I'm saying? It's hard. It's why, why is a fucking important question. But see,
the leaf came in the
it's like the first thing you can say is, that's some racist shit.
I'm gonna record this until the shit
that's
is
some
over,
racist shit.
And then I'll just run it backwards.
It's not right. And then, and people want to admonish the child.
Man,
no, you admonish the person teaching the child.
Hold up.
Yeah.
You're a grown-ass person. You know better. And if you don't know better, then you're stupid. That's why my definition of stupid, and I hark on this shit every few videos. My definition of stupid is when you do know better and refuse to act accordingly. Not that you're not acting accordingly, you outright refuse to act accordingly. Like F.A. Goins knows better than the dumb shit he's doing, but he's not acting like it. He's going to keep doing this dumb shit he's doing, so he's fucking stupid. That's really it.
Yeah, that is basically it.
Shit is aggravating. Oh shit, bug zapper. Okay.
All right. I'm not sure if I want to just keep going through his comments at this point. But
it's a lot,
especially since people are around now.
Yeah, and plus he write full out essays. He
does. He does write essays.
And I have to go legalese for him to understand certain things. And he was upset that I even gave you a platform to jump on him. And I'm like, we can talk. Want to come up here and talk? That's fine. That's why I don't know if you saw my latest upload about, my whole, Discord thing, but I might have to turn it into a G chat thing because Discord is ticking me off. It's not cool. But yeah, I truly, truly think, I am convinced that ProSocial Pessimist, formerly ProSocial Future, I am convinced that he is bright, he is intelligent, and he knows better. But there is something that's blocking him. Because we're not talking, you and I are not talking about, believe me, my way is the right way. No, it is legitimate. If you say some fucked up shit, own up to it.
Yep.
If you hurt somebody, you can't say, let's drop it. No, you have got to be like, he didn't even acknowledge that he even ticked me off. And then says in there that he doesn't even know what he did to upset me. Man, I'm like, you don't. And so I quoted it to him, and he didn't even acknowledge it. I think I quoted it to him twice. He didn't even acknowledge it. So I'm like, there's an extreme disconnect somewhere, or he just hates being accountable for his own actions. And I grew up around that.
Let me Let me just read one of my comments. Things like,
Sure.
you calling me a fucking idiot for using a scaled up example of the exact same action makes it crystal clear you don't care a shit about personal responsibility or accountability. Why should I even read your last comment when I know you don't care about accountability? Now that is me completely dismissing a fucking essay worth of shit. But that's because he preceded that essay worth of shit with, yeah, what I'm doing is totally on par with deleting evidence of state secrets and war crimes. You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why people don't like me.
Why would I respond to the essay when the previous comment was that?
Because the idea is you say something, you hold them accountable, so then they got to say something and then drag it off into something else, like some of our conversations go.
Yeah.
But then it's like if you can get off the topic, then they don't have to answer it. They don't have to stand there. Like Ben Shapiro, when he jacked himself up, when we went on the British Broadcasting Channel and was talking to that hardline right winger, and then called that dude a leftist.
Yeah.
And he was like, if you knew anything about me, you would not have said what you just said. You know, and I'm like, man.
Yeah.
And Ben Shapiro literally, he exposed the business. He exposed himself. He basically, so he showed that he was upset that the guy was bringing up his own rhetoric, his own definitions, and his own words to, play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
And he got mad. So it's like, I can say what I say, and I should never be accountable for it, and just go with it. You can't do that. I don't associate myself with people like that. I have learned to just get away from that. You know, be accountable.
It just seems sad that ProSocial seems to be one of those people.
And that bugs me, because I was like, this guy seems so accountable at first. He seems so great. Now, granted, I still think he's awesome.
He has a lot of really good ideas.
Yes.
And he articulates them very extensively.
And what I want people...
But the second he strays from that, it kind of goes into fucking nonsense.
And see, I want people to understand, we're not digging into him and stabbing and taking shots. We're not trying to cut the man down. No. We are literally holding him accountable for what he has done and what he has said. That's it. That's it. To devalue somebody by removing conversations, not cool. To smack the face of the person that's actually defending you, not cool. To defend a bigot and feign ignorance of it, and then try to turn it on the person that called you out for it, not cool. And if you and I know most likely he's going to be mad at me for giving you a platform to say this, and then me agreeing with you. But if you know what this is Google. I'm using Google just to talk to my buddy. I will talk to you, ProSocial. I will talk to you. I want anyone to come up here and talk, share your grievances, share what's going on in your life. Like I said, you want to talk about rabbits and how rabbits are cool, then damn it, come up here and talk about how rabbits are cool.
The conversations we've had have just been complete random, and it's always been fun.
Yes, random shit. I like random shit. You know, but yet we can always bring it right back to the main topic. It might take about 5 minutes, but we do it.
Yeah.
Jeepers Christo. Just fuck. You know, if I say something, hold my feet to the fire. It burns. I need to change.
Yeah. And you've challenged me on some ideas of nihilism, like to the point of I was actually getting frustrated at some of those points, because you play devil's advocate really damn well.
I grew up with people always playing devil's advocate on me, except it was more like gaslight, well, green lighting. So I know how to play devil's advocate, and you know.
What was the conversation about where it might not have been nihilism, it might have been something else that you were doing that to me too. Regardless.
It's a lot of stuff, and it was just basically, you know, asking you questions, going against my own grain, but to ask you questions, And then yes, devil's advocate can get frustrating, especially if you think the person that's questioning you has a belief against yours and trying to prove you dead wrong. It's gonna get really bad. But no, it's just devil's advocate, and I think it wasn't nihilism. I think it was
I don't think it was nihilism.
Crap.
You had me pretty cornered on that, but I think I did well enough.
Yeah, it's just I got it from Ty of Let's Chat. I'm trying at points my own level of SC, street epistemology,
Right.
at points. And I think that's a great way to do conversations and things like that. Shout out to Ty, love his channel, love his work. Check him out, people. I wish I have a conversation with him one day. I don't know if he's ever going to talk to me, unless it's on his own terms, which is annoying. I got a tiny little channel, Ty. You've got a big channel. You can talk to anybody you want.
Yeah.
I'm just a little guy trying to make it. Yeah, I think we've pretty much explained and gone over the whole, pro-social pessimism.
I think we've thoroughly exhausted the subject.
Yes, and like I said, guy's brilliant. He's always got awesome content. I just wish he would talk more. I like hearing his voice way more than the female robot voice. I like it a lot better than having to read, because I can't read. I got shit to do,
Yeah. Right.
So yeah.
I think there's too much background noise at this point. And,
Yeah, it's been on both our sides. I figured it's life. It happens. We'll just,
yeah.
life happens.
So I shall talk to you later, good sir.
All right. Talk to you later, man.
Bye.
Bye.